Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Tonya, and if you're returning, well today I'm going to be working on thrift store makeovers for spring DIYs. Let's go ahead and jump into the first DIY. Now this was a wall art piece that I found at the local restore, and I'm going to be taking a few items from Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby, and the first thing I'm going to do is take and just sand this down really well and get it all cleaned up, and then I'm going to be using that Waverly chalk paint, and this is the color Plaster. I really like this one because it goes well with the neutral decor. And I did have to put 3 coats of the paint on here to cover this really well. And then I did end up, I didn't film that, where I did seal everything down with the matte varnish, of course. But the first thing I'm going to do is just take those little blocks from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to create just a little pocket where I'm able to set my greenery down in and attach it to the inside of my piece of wall art. Now for this little box that I'm going to put on the inside, I just made it very simple. I just glued a few of these together and made a little pocket, probably about 2 inches deep, and you could make it deeper than that if you needed to. I just knew that I was going to be using this particular piece of wall art for my succulents, and I really love how it turned out. And everyone, if you've not already been checking out Goodwill and your local restores, they have really been putting a lot out. I think a lot of people are cleaning out right now, and so I've been finding lots of goodies, and I'll definitely be doing an upcoming haul on some of the things that I have recently found. Now I'm just going to get this all painted before I glue it in. I did let everything dry really well for a couple hours before I actually glued it in. But I know that I did mention in my last video if you were ready for the spring DIYs, and so that's what I've got planned. Lots of those for you, and we'll be working on some Easter. And here is that I call this like I guess it's like a sticker, but I was lucky enough to find one more of these, and I was so thankful for that. And because this just turned out so pretty on this piece of wall art. So definitely if you go to Dollar Tree and you look in there where they have the long stickers for the wall, definitely see if you can find there and dig in behind all of them, because that's how I found this when it was in the very back. But look how pretty this has turned out on this. I can't believe this is the same piece of wall art. Now, I love to get these succulents from Hobby Lobby, and they are a little bit more expensive than Dollar Tree, but I love the quality of these, and I like how they have some of them that are larger and some of them that kind of drape over the side like this one does. Now, I ended up just printing this off with my Cricut, and I just love this saying, take time to make your soul happy. And I think that we should all definitely do that. Take time to just whatever makes us feel good and to be calm and peaceful and just have fun. But everyone, just look how this turned out. I absolutely love this piece of wall art. Okay, for our next DIY, I thought I would try something I haven't tried before. I had walked by the makeup section in Dollar General, and I saw that palette of eyeshadow, and the green that was in there, it was just such a pretty green, and I wanted to see if I could mix this with some glue and some paint and do a glaze on those glass vases that I had picked up at the restore. And I absolutely love how this turned out. So I don't know if you've ever tried this little hack here of using eyeshadow, but it definitely worked for me, and I like the results. And you'll have to let me know what you think of this one in the comments below. But isn't that a pretty green? And it did go on kind of like a glaze. Now, I will tell you that I was using glue and just simple school glue to mix with the eyeshadow. And I let it dry just a little bit, and then I wanted it to have some texture. So I took and kind of kept dragging my brush through it as it was drying, and it was making like these little bumps. So that turned out great. And then I decided to use some of that paint from Dollar Tree, which this paint is very thin. It's kind of like a glaze also, and I picked that kind of pearl white and mixed a little glue in there, and I thought maybe I could get like a kind of like a crystallized glaze. It doesn't show up too well on camera, but if you could see it in person, it does kind of have that real faint little crystal look to it. And love how this one turned out also, but I ended up setting the 3 of these vases together, and they really made a cute little setting. Now for the 3rd one, I thought I'd use this kind of like a cream color, and then I decided to take some of that kind of peach color from Dollar Tree. And I don't know if you've ever got those praying paints before, but they are very, very watery and great for a glaze. So I'll definitely be picking up some more of those when I would like to do glazes. Now here I am going back to the green one and just kind of dragging that through and just giving it a little bit of texture. And then I like to use my matte varnish on these, and I'll just seal everything in really well. Well, everyone, you'll have to let me know in the comments if you like to see the thrift store makeovers. I know those are some that I enjoy doing. Of course, I always like to do the Dollar Tree ones, but the thrift store ones are really fun, especially for spring DIYs for some reason to me. It seems like you can just really get creative with the bottles and the glass. Now, I decided to take some of that rope twine, and this was just something I was making up as I went along. I was just adding some different textures to it. But I took some rope twine and of course burned off all those little raw edges of the rope, and then I got those little strips of beads at Dollar Tree. I really like these. I had saw them there several times, but never really picked them up before. And they're such a neat little accent, especially if you like to decorate with the neutral decor like I do. I think it just kind of adds a little something in there. And then I kind of got a little creative with this one, and I wrapped it around the top, the rope, and then I kind of just looped the rope, you'll see here in a moment, right around my bottle and glued it down at the bottom. And you don't have to do that. Like I said, I was just seeing how I could get these to turn out, and once I got them all grouped together, I really did like them. Well, everyone, keep in mind, I will be doing the every Saturday at 11 a.m. Actually, I think this one's going to be going up just a few minutes late because I was covered up this week with clients. And but it will be up here shortly. And I will still be doing the hauls the first part of every week, and I may sneak in another DIY for you this week coming up because I didn't quite get to finish all of these that I had picked up from the restore, so I would like to finish some of those, and then I've got some more of the Dollar Tree ones that I want to get in there. So you may see one pop up midweek on the DIYs plus the haul video that I'll do. Now you can see there on this bottle where it kind of chipped off a little bit, and that's because I hadn't put another coat of the varnish on there. But you know, once I saw that little chip place, I decided to go ahead and just kind of chip all around the bottle and just give it that really, really aged kind of look. And then I went ahead and put the Mod Podge over top of it because I thought that would hold it in a little bit better instead of that matte varnish. Now, I love these ferns. If you've not been to Hobby Lobby to look at their greenery, these were in the same section as the succulents, and I absolutely love the color of those ferns. Now, here I am again. I'm just going to go ahead and put that Mod Podge over that where I kind of made this have a lot of texture on this little skinny base. And then I took one of those little bows and took it apart and just added some little sprigs of white curls coming out of there. And like I said, for spring, I just like to make these designs kind of fun and playful. So I was just adding several different things in. But you'll see them here in a moment on my shelf. I really like how these turned out. But you'll have to let me know what you think of the vases in the comments. And let me know what you think about the eyeshadow using that, because I thought that was a really neat idea. And it's surprising to me sometimes where you'll get inspiration of an idea or colors. So that was really fun. Now back to this one, you can see I kind of took that praying peach color from Dollar Tree and just went through a few of those little grooves on the bottle there. And then I found this greenery at Michael's, and I just love how it drapes over. And then of course I just add my little twine bows to everything. And here they are, displayed on my shelf. But I thought these worked really well with my neutral decor, and of course you could always paint them the color of your choice. Now for my last DIY today, I'm going to be taking this picture of these bunnies. I absolutely fell in love with this one when I saw it on the shelf there at the Restore. And I knew that I was going to be taking this apart and making it fit with my decor a little bit better. And I got those sheets of paper in the book at Michael's, and I think I did see them again this year because I had picked it up at the end of last year. But I love these, all the wood grain tones, and these are something that you can use if you definitely love the farmhouse feel like I do. And there was several different color tones in each. Now I just ended up cutting out that center piece, and I did peel off a little bit of the back to make it as thin as I could, and I kind of sanded everything down and made it clean because I knew I was going to be gluing this onto my scrapbooking paper. So I just cut that out in the shape of the glass, and I just took some of my tacky glue and just kind of glued that down really well, and then I just set it aside and with something heavy on top of it while I painted the frame. And of course I used that Plaster Waverly chalk paint again. That I just love that color for the neutral decor. And I put probably 2 or 3 coats on this, and then I did go back, you'll see here, where I just kind of sanded everything off a little bit just to give it that scuffed up look. But everyone, let me know what you think of this. I mean, I have seen so many prints when I have been out, and it finally hit me to just try this. And I love how it changed the look of this one, and now it looks so pretty hanging on my wall for spring. Well, everyone, that's pretty much it for today's DIYs. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you do so. And don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. I'm really hoping within the next couple months I can reach 4,000 subscribers. And with that being said, I'm going to go work on some more DIYs, and I will see you on the next one.